I've seen nothing like this in my life.
This time on Heavy Rescue 401.
It's gonna slide down the hill and crush us all.
Todd fights
I'm scared as hell.
an uphill battle.
Release! Look at the water.
A swampy rollover
It's buckling pretty hard there now.
blows up on Bill.
We don't want to do that.
And a small job
Okay, your brakes are released.
makes big trouble.
I don't like this.
He's in a hurry. Yeah, slow down. That one must have been a professional paper. He's got some pretty good speed going.
Late night traffic through Toronto is winding down.
They drive fast. They don't care.
But on the open roads,
Real fast drivers.
some drivers are speeding up.
Hey, slow down a bit. You're in that accident area.
With COVID going on and the lockdown, there's been less traffic on the road, but like we've seen speeds just climb way up.
So on the westbound 401, Constable Brittany Lewis is keeping careful watch.
We are seeing more serious collisions because speed's a factor. With less cars on the road, all of those kind of combine together and it turns into a problem, unfortunately.
And just before midnight, as she approaches Bayview Avenue,
Oh, I wonder what's going on there. I'm on scene with a tractor trailer for on Westbound Express at Bayview. I see debris on the road, so it looks like it was involved in the collision. I don't see any other vehicles though. Sir, why have you stopped? Are you okay? Are you injured at all?
the driver has a story to tell.
The car hit me in the front.
We swung around, came out this way, and then hit on the side here.
But that car is long gone.
So it's a two-vehicle collision. It's this guy versus a black Honda. The Honda has fled, and another witness calls it a plate. So we're gonna see if we can find where this person has gone. Now, if you guys see the car, it'll definitely have driver's side damage. We're never quite certain why a vehicle has taken off from the scene of something. It might be because of fear about being told that they're at fault and possible charges that might come across because of that.
It looks like there's a dark-colored Honda Civic pulled over with some pills. 401 westbound collected.
Constable Lewis is on the move.
The vehicle, I'm expecting it to be pretty beat up. I'm kind of thinking to myself, how did this vehicle even drive away?
At the Metro Truck Yard in Stony Creek,
I just got woke up. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm heading down to the 403.
Todd Stewart is answering an early morning call.
When we get calls like this early in the morning, it's an adrenaline rush. It gets you fired up, and sleep is the last thing on your mind.
Still new to his position at Metro, every call gets Todd's mind racing.
Being a lead operator of the rotator, it's big responsibility. It's almost $1 million truck. You gotta set up the scene. You gotta make sure everybody stays safe while we're on scene. It can be very stressful.
Anybody know what's going on up here? There's a bad wreck out there.
It's gonna be a long night, that's for sure. Here comes Todd now.
Looks like a big truck on its side up here.
Hey, brother, what we got going on? Wow.
fellow heavy op Harry Allen,
Good morning, sir.
and Metro Manager Jeremy Sicarella have already assessed the extensive damage.
Yeah, she's pretty compromised.
It's gonna be tough.
That's crazy. Crazy. It's a first for me.
It's a steep hill.
I've never seen a truck laying up on a hill like this. The guy must have been moving.
The eastbound semi swerved off of the 403, flying up the steep bank before slamming down onto its side.
It's gonna be tricky, that's for sure.
To put that truck where he put it fully loaded, it's a miracle he's walked away from it.
We're gonna need a lot of guys.
The position on the hill is the first problem. The second is the position on the highway.
This actually is one of the main intersections between the 401 and the QEW. Right now, it's not that busy, only because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, but in probably 3 hours, this highway is gonna be crazy busy. Are you sleeping? Not anymore. We got a rollover on the 403. It's unreal. I've never seen nothing like this in my life.
Control units have advised that TPS has advised they are with now this black Honda vehicle on Lawrence Avenue West.
And 103, I copy. I'm on route as well.
60 miles to the northeast.
The fail to remain vehicle had been found by Toronto Police Service.
Brittany Lewis has tracked down her missing driver.
The black car that failed to remain made it off the highway about 8 to 10 kilometers away from the scene of collision, which was much farther than I expected it to go.
And it must have been a very rough ride.
The back driver's side tire is completely shredded. There's damage to the rim. Like, I have no idea how it got that far.
You'd be surprised how often we see things like this where they go a couple of kilometers without a wheel or 2 wheels. I've seen people just driving on the rims before. It's extremely dangerous.
It's one of many questions for the car's driver.
The driver tells me he doesn't think he was in a collision, but he told me he was okay.
Okay, sir, so you're being charged with leaving the scene of an accident as well as careless driving.
My advice for anyone in any collision is to stay on scene and let the police do their job. Don't run away because you're afraid or whatever the circumstance might be, because it might be more serious should you run away. If he had stayed on scene, it might have been a completely different story and he wouldn't have to be facing failing to remain charges.
We've got some new problems outside of Hamilton. Tractor trailer has rolled over on a stretch of the East 403 near Highway 52.
What were you guys doing at first?
We're gonna pull this bastard down. We're gonna unload it.
Back on the western edge of Hamilton,
Gotta dig. Grab some shovels.
25 crew members from Metro shops are arriving for the offload. But it isn't time just yet.
I've never been through a situation like this before. The way this truck is actually sitting, and because of the fact that it's actually pointed upwards, if we start unloading this trailer, the load's unpredictable. It could come back, it could hit us, it could fall on us.
They'll need to reposition the semi before they can empty it.
Right now, what we want to do is bring it all back down, set it in the ditch, unload it, reverse roll it, and then drag it out. Don't go too much deeper, just go in more, if anything.
But even rigging to move it level.
We're trying to dig out this corner so we can run a line underneath.
Comes with a big risk.
If we dig too much, it's gonna slide down the hill and crush us all. Pull your shovel out. We got it. All right. Grab that hook. Grab the hook end. Pump it up to the top. We're gonna hook 2 lines, one underneath the trailer, one underneath the truck, and we're gonna drag it down the hill nice and gently, hopefully.
As we're pulling this truck and trailer down the hill, we can lose control of it. Whether it flips back over onto its roof or it actually slides uncontrollably down into the hill, We don't know how it's actually gonna react.
Yeah, this is a high tension right now. Could go uncontrollably, do a tumble roll, take my truck over.
Ready to rock and roll?
Never done it, and I'm scared as hell. Okay, so we're under the cab now with that one.
West of Hamilton on Highway 403.
Lift on the trailer a tad first, see if it's gonna hold.
The crew is rigged up and ready for the risky maneuver.
Hey, have an eye on my truck on the other side, please. 3 inches off the ground.
I've never really pulled a truck down off a hill before, so it's kind of nerve-wracking.
Nice, that's what we want.
For 2 winters, Todd's worked hard to battle his nerves.
I'm just gonna try to swing it right around.
Ever since he turned in his mechanic's wrench to become a heavy operator.
Ah, she's swinging good.
You'll never be on the same scene and you'll never experience the same thing twice. So the more you can learn from other people and take that information in, because they might have had a similar scene, they might not have had the exact same scene, but they've had the experience.
Awesome, good job. How's the front? Good solid still.
For this move, Todd will need to rely on his more experienced colleagues.
Come on, baby.
Metro's veteran manager, Jeremy, will keep a close watch on the loaded semi as it moves down the hill.
It's a heavy pull. We don't want it to take off on its own. It could drag our rotator over if it caught.
Come on, baby.
There she comes.
How am I sitting?
You're good. Get ready to release.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Full trailer. Truck.
Putting a little pull at a time, little bit.
There she comes.
It's all of a sudden starts sliding. I have no control over it now. The only thing I'm thinking is get out of the way.
Release. Release. Okay.
I don't like that.
Truck.
The final stretch wasn't as smooth as they hoped.
Beautiful. That's good.
But the semi has landed exactly where Todd needs it.
It's awesome. We got her down. So now we can get it unloaded and then we're gonna get her rolled over.
There is still a ton of work to do. We still got to unload, we still got to reverse roll it, and we still got to pull it out of the ditch.
Heads up.
And time is working against them.
If we don't get this all cleaned up before the morning rush hour, traffic's going to be just a nightmare. It's going to be crazy through here.
And the jumbled cargo doesn't allow for an efficient offload.
Watch your back, guys.
It's taking too long to unload.
So, with half the load still inside, Todd is ready to move forward.
I want to roll it with whatever's left on it. The benefit of us rolling it right now the way it is with the load on it, we'll be out of here in no time. The downfall is, if we do roll it like this and it collapses, we could be here for a day. Yeah,
Like it's right there. Anything happens, I'm going to be the one responsible because I am the lead operator.
What do you think?
You've seen what the front did already, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think. There's no structure left in it whatsoever, really.
My biggest concern is the trailer coming apart. The back is very unstable, and if the strap rips through, if the strap breaks, if it falls mid-roll, it's just gonna tear this thing all apart, and we're gonna have product all over the place. We'll be here for hours.
Unless they can add some support to the trailer.
We're gonna put these between the walls. God, that's strength. Close to the bar as you can, okay?
What I'm going to do to actually try to give it some structure is I'm going to put some load bars between the 2 walls at the back. Those load bars will actually put structure in there and it'll actually hold the walls apart.
That actually felt nice. We're gonna take a few more pallets off first, and then we're gonna try to roll it. I'm not sure. Nobody else is sure. All we can do is try. So what we're gonna do is we're running a strap under the back, strap under the front, strap to the tractor. We're gonna drag it up and roll it at the same time. And hope for the best, man.
The way it's pointed at us with the roof at us, we have to reverse roll it. There is no other option.
Just gotta make sure we get it right where those load bars are though, eh?
They'll run lines from the rotator and heavy wrecker to cradle the trailer and roll the semi up, then set it down on its wheels.
It's gonna get snug. Once I get snug, we're gonna pull and roll. Pick, pull, and roll. Everybody watch your heads.
So as we're gonna put this pole on this truck and trailer, I'm praying that this trailer stays together.
See what happens when this gets going. Come on.
Do a lot on the tractor first, so you're spiking the tractor.
Harry, can you try to pull in? Pull in? Yeah. With your red line? Yeah.
These guys have to pull together. One of the guys pulls too much, too fast, too quick. This trailer is gonna rip. And then we're done.
Pull on the trailer.
Oh, mine's caving in.
As we're trying to lift it and roll it, you can see lines that are actually starting to collapse the trailer. And
Whoa, 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 whoa. Mine's caving in.
Let go of your top, Harry.
On the edge of the eastbound 403,
Hey.
the Metro crew is gambling on a delicate reverse roll maneuver.
Yeah, let go of it.
Whoa. That's a little sketchy, I'm not gonna lie.
This trailer is highly compromised in the back end. It's very possible lifting this trailer, it could just rip the whole trailer apart.
Here she goes.
I got her.
Oh,
It's okay.
come up.
That's it, I can't go anymore, Jeremy.
It's okay. Come on. There you go.
Trailer only.
Good? Not bad?
Excellent
Not
work.
bad.
The trailer survived the move, but the job is far from over.
the sun's coming up, traffic's building, so we got to get going and get this thing out.
Just one lane open. Affirmative. Forward, back up two.
We're gonna go right here to the back, both lines, and I'm gonna pick it.
The actual part of the ditch that it's going to come out of is a little steep. And with it still having a load, I'm more worried about it going back over to the other side.
Last thing we want to do is put this thing back in the ditch. It's been a long day already.
They won't be safe until all the wheels make it onto level ground.
Good?
Okay. Pull it, we'll go over them.
Hang on. Harry, put a pull. Pull a little bit, please. Just a little bit. Okay, straighten your wheel out. Okay.
She's gonna come out. She'll come out no problem now. Just gotta get the tractor to start following, that's all.
You got it. Feeling good now. Finally got it out.
So my gamble saved us a lot of time.
Good feeling.
Not only did it save us time, it saved the commuters time. Got the highway open a lot quicker.
Oh, I'm ready for bed, man.
It's a tough wreck, and for me being in the leadership role, I think I did a pretty good job of it.
And wrestling with heavy decisions can be a bigger challenge than wrestling a heavy load.
It's really great, the crew that we have. So I'm not going to be the one that says, no, we're doing it this way. I'm going to be the one that says, yeah, let's try it that way. Just to make it so that it's our way.
Time to get this highway open, time to go home.
Starting to move up there. Where are you moving again? Has it opened up? It's wide open now, driver. Black trucks in the ditch.
Quite deep into the snowbank.
300 miles east.
Must have lost her there, that way that we had last night.
A blast of overnight snow has pummeled the roads around Cornwall.
Lots of trucks in the ditch.
And Duncan Cooper's morning is already getting busy.
I'm heading out to the 401 eastbound, up around the Morrisburg area for a tractor trailer that pulled over too far. There's no availability to get a lane closure, so we have to work from the shoulder. A lot less working space, a lot tighter, cramped up area. It's gonna be a difficult job.
Somebody's in the ditch there.
I arrived on scene, and yeah, he pulled over all right, right down to the bottom of the ditch.
He went in, he froze in overnight, he was down in a hole, he's wedged in there.
Prying the truck loose will take more power. So operators Barry Wagner and Mouse Carson roll up to lend some extra muscle.
My master plan here is we're gonna get the back end right up nice and close to the road, and then we'll grab the front and we're gonna pull them out.
But there's one member of the crew who won't be joining the fight.
I got a wonderful job for you two.
Oh, I know what it is. Put the chain underneath the trailer.
For the past few years, Mike McPhee has proven to be one of the hardest workers
Okay, whenever you're ready.
on the Cornwall crew. But over the summer, a bad fall put him on the sidelines.
I slipped and fell onto the ground and broke two of my ankles.
Anybody home?
How you doing, bud?
I'm here to visit you, boys. I'm bored at home.
How you feeling?
Good, good, good.
What does the doctor have to say?
Oh, he said stay off your feet. Don't walk on them. Stay off.
Mike required extensive surgery to have any hope of walking again.
If I was a smoker or in bad health, they weren't even going to operate it. They were going to cut my foot off. That's how bad it was.
How long you got to be laid up like this for?
Oh, another 2 months anyways.
When he hurt himself, I felt really bad for him because he doesn't like to sit still. He likes to move.
And yesterday, on his first visit back to the shop, Mike wondered if he'll ever get back to work.
How long before you're pulling chains?
I don't know. I like to go with you guys for a ride once in a while. I don't feel left out.
Yeah.
Well, you got 3 new helpers here, so I don't know what's going to happen. All these guys are taking over my job.
We're a small, tight-knit group, and there's no way I would ever consider just sending him packing because of something like this.
Your job is always here.
I don't want to retire until I'm 80.
So another 2 years. 32,000.
But today, Duncan's got work to do, with or without the company workhorse.
I'm gonna unhook there now. We'll get Mouse up here, and then I'm just gonna take his front end right out, okay? Yeah.
Ideally, Duncan would pull from the back, but without a lane closure, he can't position for the angle he needs. So he'll attack from the front and pry the tractor free.
So we got the back end out a bit. We're gonna hold it there at the other wrecker. And then I'm just gonna grab the front, jackknife him around, and we're gonna get him to start coming up out of the ditch.
To get that initial pull to get it out of the bottom of the hole, we had to put some pretty decent pulling power on it to get it out.
But the front of the tractor has its own problems.
There's a screen or something right in front of where I want to put my tow hook in. I'll have to peel that out of there, I guess.
We're having a difficult time with his tow hooks. Just from the angle of the truck being in there, the bumper was covering half the hole.
The tow pins are in, but sitting loose in their sockets.
I'm not entirely confident with that yet, but we'll just be careful.
As Barry and Mouse secure the back end, Duncan will pivot the tractor toward the road.
Okay, your brakes are released on your tractor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go around slowly. Whoa, whoa!
Chain slipped off. No way.
We're gonna be here a while. We have to rethink our plan.
Oh, damn it. Turn the tow hooks upside down, try it again.
On the eastbound 401 near Morrisburg,
Kind of a poor design there.
Duncan is fighting tow pins that refuse to lock
Tow hook just won't lock in right.
and refuse to hold on to his chains.
As it came up, the chains went around and it slipped off the tow hooks.
Got a small screwdriver and a hammer. That's just stopping it from going any further, right?
If Mouse can remove more of the metal screen, he might be able to better tighten the pins.
You don't want those things falling out, especially under that much pressure, because it could take your head off.
And we're gonna give another stab at it.
Well, let's just try it. We'll go easy.
It's deceiving sometimes, and usually rule of thumb when I think, oh, this is gonna be a quick pull. It's usually quite the opposite.
Duncan wants to use a light touch in case the pins let go.
But I don't like this.
But the piling snow is adding too much resistance.
It's way too heavy.
I don't know if I should put that kind of pressure on them tow hooks. Okay, just stand up here beside me. I'm gonna put it in gear. Lock his diffs, just help us a little.
The tractor's own power could make the difference.
Okay, ready?
But as they set up to try again,
What's wrong with this thing? Must be something wrong.
The engine alarms are going off. It won't go into gear. I just can't win this battle today.
This is a pain in the ass.
Anybody know what's going on up here?
200 miles west.
Yeah, we just got one down in the ditch here, guys. Back her down.
Temperatures are climbing after the overnight storm battered Coburg.
The fence is already bent down, so it's pretty easy to get through.
And on the eastbound 401, Bill Wright is sizing up a tough job on some soft terrain.
Spot. It's gonna be fun to get straps under, eh? Have a look at the water.
Fully loaded, it's an 80,000-pound problem firmly planted in a swampy ditch.
This recovery is different in a lot of senses. You know, number one, we've got a ditch that's full of water. We've got the bulrushes are all jammed under the trailers. We've got a steep slope to the road. So there's all kinds of different situations here that are making it, you know, different than the normal recovery.
He rode the bank pretty hard, holy.
Joining veterans Bill and Russ Kroon on scene is Bill's son, Billy.
Junior, he never spent much of his life in the recovery business. We had young Mitch in the rotator most of the time.
But now that Mitch has relocated, Billy's getting the chance to prove himself.
It's always great working with the old man. I get to learn a lot. He's a good mentor. Hey, Junior.
Just a couple of weeks ago,
Run a couple of the 3,300-pound straps.
they did their first job as a duo.
Almost there. I earned my cold beer tonight.
you see the back? It's not even an option.
You know, we didn't have that bond in previous years, and it's just really cool to have him beside me.
This trailer is actually embedded into the mud. You have to get this up to get the straps under it.
Today, they're facing a much heavier job in a more challenging spot.
It's fully loaded and it's pretty swampy, pretty muddy there.
Go walk at the back and have a look at the water.
My concern here is that the wall of the trailer is bowed out because where it's laying on the ground, top of the ditch, there's a large void, so the freight in the trailer has actually buckled the wall out.
You gotta come to the middle of the trailer.
So Bill's bringing in some special tools.
Set it up right here.
They'll use an air cushion system to lift and support the trailer with the load inside.
Okay, so we need the 2 hoses, red to red, black to black.
In this process, we can't fail here. We have no choice. We have to get them under this trailer.
We can get a strap from the frame under here and up and over. There's a rear strap. You just gotta get it up that little bit, right? All right, we'll grab the shovels.
Just getting a smaller starter cushion in place is already a fight.
Get this bag under a little further. That's right up against the solid. You want to have it placed perfectly on either a corner or a main rail, because if you lift in the wrong spot, you could break your trailer.
Here's that bag up. No, it's crinkling it.
What's that, 120?
It is taking a bit of weight. Oh, the roof's crinkling. It's crinkling the roof, so which means the top rail is getting compromised. We don't want to compromise the top rail.
But the recovery novice might have spotted a fix.
Well, we can put a bag here. That's stronger than the roof.
Try it back there.
Well, it's way stronger than that roof corner.
Yep. The problem is how far in can you get that bag?
With a little bit of digging, pretty far. It's actually not bad. Okay, valve's open. There she is.
We got to get some boys to start running some cribbing.
We've got a little bit of gap now between the trailer and the ground, so it's going to allow us to put some cribbing in. We should be able to get a starter bag under there and get a few inches of lift, which will go a long way for us.
Pretty impressed with what knowledge that he's taken in, and without too much formal training from myself, just from watching and being there, what he's absorbed.
Give her some.
All right, so let's get the other one. Move ahead.
We should be able to get a big bag in there now.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep moving
that one up.
Yeah, keep moving down.
The trailer wall isn't in very good shape, and we don't want it to buckle, so we have to do a little bit at a time. You watch for crinkles.
Yeah. If we end up losing the structural integrity of this trailer loaded, it's over. We got to unload it. Hey, it's buckling pretty hard there now.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Oh, that doesn't look good. I had a boo-boo.
In eastern Ontario, on the edge of the 401,
Just wedged.
Duncan and crew have given up on the tractor's engine.
He wasn't able to help.
Come on.
We put some snatch blocks in the line, double the power, so we had a little more pulling power on the wrecker to help it along.
There you go.
All right.
They've re-rigged, but even with the pins now holding, Duncan is concerned with the sheer amount of resistance.
All right. We'll just be careful.
Those pins are really actually designed just to undeck trucks or minor pulling, not to pull that kind of weight on.
The tractor
That's good.
has made it to the pavement. Now Duncan needs to budge the trailer.
Any chance in hell you can drag that ass end right over here? I'll try. Just try. Could be wrong, but I'm thinking he's heavier than he claims he is, because we're fighting an awful lot.
So we started pulling her. The winch is stalled out.
We're not gaining any ground, eh?
And that's when I realized that we're not getting the full picture here. The guy is obviously not accurate on what he's hauling for weight, for what he told us.
What I'll do is I'll move ahead again, put a snatch block down, then when it almost gets even with the back of your truck, we'll pull it over towards us, okay? guys are set?
Yep.
Release your brakes. Hey, boys. I think if you let him go now, I can take him.
It was a fight every inch of the way until we got it landed on the shoulder.
And today, victory comes with a hard lesson.
Anytime somebody says they got something easy or sounds easy, or it's usually quite the opposite.
It was a fight, but we got it. We won. We always do.
Vehicle removed from the ditch, all returning 10 foot. We've got lane 1 blocked off. I got crash trucks here, 10 4.
200 miles down the highway, the B&G crew has the cushions in place.
It looks like it might be a fun one.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Now, success comes down to careful timing.
It's a big concern bringing them up without emptying them. They generally don't like to come up loaded.
With lines to the front and straps wrapped around the trailer, Bill will inflate the cushions until they reach full height and the winches take over. Russ will be running the rotator, keeping his lines tight as the trailer eases upright.
Oh, there's lots that can go wrong. Hopefully, we get a good hold on it before the bags do anything.
I'm gonna run the airbags. Bill Jr.'s gonna use a 35 ton and he's gonna pull the tractor towards the ground.
This is actually my first time using the airbags. This is something I've never seen before.
So I'm gonna open all 6 of my valves. Russ, you just stay tight. Ready?
Yeah.
You can pull there.
I just barely touched the trailer again.
Yeah, well, don't. Not so fast because my airbags could loose. They could pop out.
It's really important when you're working with the bags not to pull your cables in faster than you're lifting the bags. It's coming.
Right there. Let me catch up to you. Russ, just stay snug. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
You will actually see the material of the trailer show little ripples, almost like wave on water.
Keep an eye on it for me. I can't see it very good.
And you need to read those ripples to see which part of that trailer you're putting too much tension on.
Am I good there, Matt?
And if we don't relieve some of the pressure off the wall in the right places, we could have a catastrophic failure here.
My front tire's almost on the ground.
Is it really?
Yeah. I think we got it.
Don't get too far ahead.
You're loose, Russ. Give it a touch of a pull.
Yeah. It's coming, it's coming. My drives are almost on the ground.
We're off the bags now.
Okay.
I'm done.
The semi is on its wheels, but it's still deep in the ditch, and all 80,000 pounds are leaning hard.
Wow, this thing's gonna be a to hold up when it's coming out.
It is so. She's gonna be a 2-strapper.
Yeah.
It looks like we're in the safe, but we're actually not. The rotator's holding almost all the weight.
You can't take pressure off of the rotator because it will flop over again because of the angle of the ditch.
If we have failure now and it goes over, we're back to square one, and we definitely don't want that to happen.
Billy, let's get this thing tow hooked up.
Yeah.
On the 401 near Coburg, phase 1 of B&G's recovery is complete.
You okay, Russ?
Yeah.
But now they must pull the semi to the road, fighting 80,000 pounds that want to fall back down into the swampy ditch.
The trailer is uprated, it's on its own wheels, but it's still on a nasty slope and being held there with the rotator.
This line here, we're gonna take it out of the snatch block so that we get some lift. We just get this thing coming up the hill, we'll be happy.
The rotator will now play the act of holding the trailer up Well, Junior repositions a 35 ton.
Pull on that, Billy.
Father and son need to work together seamlessly.
Here you go a little bit, Billy boy.
As Billy pulls forward, Bill needs to follow along with his boom.
If we run out of rotator room, we have no other way to hold this up. We can't let go and reposition the rotator. It's holding it from falling.
Front track's almost off the ground. Front leg.
Hold on, Billy. Hold it.
You're coming up quite high now.
Hold on, Billy. Stop. Let me get this thing settled a bit.
We're probably pushing 5, 6, 7, 8 inches off the ground.
Biggest concern is it doesn't slide the truck sideways.
Hang on. Let me take some off here. Settling down there, Rust?
Yeah, it's starting to settle down now.
Not coming where I want it, that's for sure.
Okay, hang on, Billy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and rotate a little bit here.
We're just getting farther away from the rotator than we want.
It's okay. Bring her a bit, Billy.
It's coming.
Looks to me like that trailer's starting to climb the bank nice.
Yep.
I got both steers on pavement.
Hang on. Okay, I think the trailer's almost standing up by itself. I'm loose with everything pretty much, Billy. See if I can let go of it. We're good? Yep.
Now, they just need to work in sync to coax the back end onto the road.
Happy with that, Billy?
I am.
The trailer's out. There's minimal damage to the trailer. All in all, I think it's a success.
And the heavy crew's newest member has made a solid impression on the boss.
Bill Jr. Surprised me today. He really stepped up to the plate and he did some rigging, offered up some ideas. We're unhooked here, everybody. We're good to go?
Yeah, we're good. I'm ready.
Well,
yeah, good job.
You and I don't do this very often. No. It's awesome feeling, buddy. Thank you.
Right on.
Love having you around, man.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed my day working with young Bill today. It makes the dad feel good.
All lanes are reopened. 10-4, thank you.
Pretty messed up, that's for sure.
Next time on Heavy Rescue 401.
I don't want to take a chance.
B&G
Watch out, guys.
battles gravity.
Whoa.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
Colin's comeback
Stay in sync.
hits a roadblock.
Come on. I'm lifting my truck.
Consider it pretty dangerous.
It's showtime.
And double tanker, double danger.
This is going to be a hard problem. We could have a huge environmental disaster on our hands.